Hi, David Hayes, Regnum student. You've been provost for a year and a half now, and what I think has been a very successful year and a half. So my question is, what is your desire to change from being the provost to the president, and how do you think you can be more effective at improving Truman than your current position?
Okay, it's a great question. The role of provost and the role of president are very different things, and I think the first thing I have to do is sort of ask myself about my own skill set and what do I bring to the table to make me a successful president, and hopefully even a more successful president than I would be as provost. I think I shared this with a group this morning. There was a recent survey of current provosts, and 2/3 of the provosts around the country say they have absolutely no desire to be president because this very fact. They recognize that really the roles and responsibilities are different. The president deals much more with external constituency groups, has to work well with boards, with legislators, with alumni groups, with friends of the university, community, especially in a small town like this. So a lot of it is about external relations. At the same time, in order to be effective at those external relations and being a good representative of the university, you have to have deep appreciation and understanding of what the university is, what its core values are, and what its mission is. And so certainly I think on the latter, my experience of provost would serve me well. I'll tell you, this will sound self-serving, but I guess if I'm not going to serve myself in this room, probably no one else is going to, so I'll go ahead and do that. And I don't know, I gave this comment some thought over the course of the last, it's been maybe 5 or 6 years ago now. And it's when President Kruger was up in Minnesota and was retiring, and I was dean at that point in time. And for those of you who don't know, I did cover this. He hired me both as a faculty member up at Winona State University and then again as dean. And so it was rather ironic that after I came here to Truman, that he would be the person that they would bring back as interim president. Once again, it was very reassuring to me and wonderful to reconnect with him in that way. But one of the things he said to me, the very last thing he said to me, was when he shook my hand at the last party when we were saying our goodbyes, he leaned over and said, "I'll be back for your inauguration." And at the time, I was sort of, wow, I hadn't even been that long at that point. What did he mean by that? And so I guess from that I started in some ways examining myself and what attributes I had that would make someone like President Kruger, who had the experience that he had, see that in me, the potential to be president or a president. And I guess the bottom line is, and I shared this also earlier today, is that I think if you were to really summarize what the primary role of a president is, it is to be able to interpret the values and mission of the university effectively to an outside audience. To the external or outside world, and then to also be able to communicate the realities of the outside world effectively to the university. So you are really that bridge, that communicator back and forth. And I think, the risk of sounding immodest, this is something I do fairly well, is that I can, first of all, because of my own academic experience, I think I understand what the values and the mission particularly is truly about. We can get into that more later. But I also, because of my experience outside of academia, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Bill Ellington, I'm an attorney, but I also have served on several boards myself, have been in business, have been a partner in the limited liability partnership that developed housing. My family has been very involved in senior citizen housing, nursing homes, assisted living, senior apartment residents. And I've been on the boards of those organizations, so I have a lot of experience both in law and in business. Also experience lobbying legislators both up in Minnesota, and then of course President Kruger has been very gracious with his time and allowing me the opportunities to go down to Jefferson City and play that role since I've gotten here at Missouri. So I think that is really the skill set that I look to, is my ability to effectively communicate and relate to external audiences and internal audiences at the